Hey, what's up, YouTube? Welcome to Memoirs of an Insecure Girl, Matters of the Heart. I'm Courtney. Thank you guys for just joining back in with me today. As normal, I just continue to tell you guys thank you. I can never take the opportunity and miss the opportunity to tell you thank you for your support and continuing to support Memoirs of an Insecure Girl, Matters of the Heart. Which brings me to, if you have a Facebook. If you have Facebook, almost everybody has a Facebook. Please check out my page. It's Memoirs of an Insecure Girl, Matters of the Heart. And then if you have an Instagram, I have an Instagram at Memoirs of an Insecure Girl. Thank you so much. Please like, comment, share. Please give feedback. If there's anything you would like to discuss, please take the time and just write below. It takes only 5 seconds. If there's anything that you would like to discuss or anything that you'd like me to talk about, I would really appreciate it. Just so we can have to do this topic of discussion. All right, let's jump in. Okay. This situation, this experience, everyone has had to deal with this at some point in their lives, some more than others. We experience something that when I think of it, it gives me just like a bit of just irritation, just because nobody likes to experience rejection. Nobody likes that feeling of being told that we chose someone else, thank you for your time, but we chose someone else. Or, you know what, I don't want to be with you anymore. All those situations, nobody likes to experience that. It gives you a sense of disappointment. It gives you a sense of dissatisfaction. It makes you sometimes even feel worthless, hopeless, and then in some other more drastic cases, it even promotes depression. I know in my own personal experiences of rejection, I've had situations where, I was dealing with a certain guy and, he chose another chick over me, another girl. And at that time, I was just so upset and so hurt, like, really? Not me? And at that time, I just felt like I wasn't good enough. Or I've had experience where, working and you've been working and your supervisor, they tell you that they no longer have a job for you or they chose someone else over you. And it almost makes your world turn just a little bit if you're emotional like me sometimes. I'm just like, what? Me? You know what? Me? And it makes you just have to reflect. And in hindsight, as much as I think about these situations, it helped me in such a great manner because if had that situation not presented itself, I probably wouldn't have dealt with the situation if I experienced it now in the same manner. It helped me learn how to navigate other situations that I may face. All right, let's bring some word into it. All right, let's go to Isaiah chapter 53, and we're going to go to verse 2. And we're going to jump down a little bit. He had no beauty or majesty to attract us to him, nothing in his appearance that we should desire him. He was despised and rejected by men, a man of sorrow and familiar with suffering. Like one from whom men hid their faces, he was despised, and we esteemed him not. But he was pierced for our transgressions. He was crushed for our iniquities. That punishment that brought us peace was upon him. And by his wounds we are healed. He was oppressed and afflicted, yet he did not open his mouth. Wow. He didn't open his mouth. He was led like a lamb to slaughter, and as a sheep before her shears, silent. So he did not open his mouth. By oppression and judgment he was taken away. Going down to verse 11. After the suffering of his soul, he will see the light of life and be satisfied. By his knowledge, and my righteous servant will justify many, and he will bear their iniquities. Therefore I will give him a portion among the great, and he will divide the spoils with the strong, because he poured out his life unto death. They're talking about Jesus. And this word is talking about Jesus. Jesus dealt with the greatest rejection known to mankind. He bare sins on a cross for us. He was a sinless man. He had no sin of his own. He came down to earth, lived a life of no sin, and then he died. Came down knowing that he would die for those. That is love. That is the greatest act of love. He was persecuted. He was struck down. He was beaten and put on a cross for our sins. And rejected, casted out, betrayed. He was rejected. When I think about my rejection with guys and my rejection with supervisors and not getting jobs, that's in no comparison to what Jesus faced. That's the greatest rejection because it wasn't even his sin. It was our sin that he died for. He did signs and wonders, and he was still rejected. He had every qualification that you could even think of, and he was still rejected. He was the baddest, and still was rejected. How do you think that made him feel? He was still hurt. He could have got up off that cross at any time. He could have released himself from that cross. But he died because he loved us so much. They persecuted him. They casted him down. And I'm thinking about, so why must I not be able to bear that same rejection? Why can I not experience rejection? If he had to deal with the rejection up until death on a cross, our rejection just people saying they don't want you, or they found someone else. Yes, it hurts. But that rejection, God knew when he died, he was going to be in the presence of the Father. So I'm just thinking, when I deal with rejection, when I deal with situations in which I hate facing it, nobody likes being rejected, but it makes you kneel down and deal with the Father, to be in the presence of the Almighty Father. He will change your perspective of things. He might show you it's not even about them, it's about what I'm doing in the inside of you. I'm putting forgiveness in your heart. I'm dealing with things that you have inside of you that I want to take out of you to make you a better person. And it might not even have anything to do with them. It might be everything that has to do with you. So even in rejection, nobody likes it. I know I hate being rejected. I know I hate feeling like I'm not good enough. God felt like he wasn't good enough either. He felt like, oh my goodness, I've died for people that don't even love me. That's the greatest type of rejection. So just call it a joy. Paul said, I call it a joy to be afflicted. To be afflicted, rejection is the same thing as affliction. It's a joy to experience the same thing that God experienced. To know his love. To know that he shares that same experience because he's been there before. This is nothing that he's not familiar with. It's nothing that he cannot do. And then at the end of it, after it's all said and done, you can help somebody else. You can help someone else. You can pull somebody else and show them what you've dealt with and how you overcome it. They're like, if she can overcome it, she was rejected. She looks like she ain't never had to deal with nothing. And if they can see you, you can be a source of help to them. I hope that helps. If you have any questions, please leave comments. Please let me know if there's anything you'd like me to discuss. I would appreciate it. I hope that helped you guys. Be blessed.